In the Solomon Islands in the South Pacific, some villagers practice a unique form of logging. If a tree is too large to be felled by an axe, the villagers cut it down by yelling at it. I can't lay my hands on the article, but I swear I read it. Woodsmen with special powers trip on a tree just at dawn, and suddenly scream at the top of their lungs. And they continue this for 35 days. The tree dies and falls over. The theory is the hollering kills the spirit of the tree. According to the villagers, it always works.
Ah, those are nice feelings.
Me, I yell at my girlfriend.
I yell at the telephone!
I yell at the lawnmower.
I yell at traffic! At the dog. At my sister. Ugh. And at machines. Especially at machines!
Machines and relatives tend to get most of the yelling at. Don't know what good it does. Machines and things just sit there.
Even kicking doesn't always help.
As for people, well, the Solomon Islanders may have a point. Yelling at living things does tend to kill the spirit in them.
Talking with a friend on the phone. She has a case of midwinter spiritual rot and a terminal cold she's had since September.
Well, you don't ever get depressed, do you?
Are you kidding me? There are times when I get so low it takes an extension ladder to climb out.
Well, what do you do? I mean, what do you do?
No one ever pinned me down quite like that before. They usually ask what I think they should do. My source is not religion, or yoga, or even deep sleep. It's Beethoven. I put his Ninth Symphony on the iPod, pull the earphones down tight, and lie on the floor. The music comes on like the first day of creation. And I think about old Mr. B. He knew a lot about depression and unhappiness. He moved around from place to place trying to find the right place. Had a lousy love life, quarreled with his friends all the time. Mr. B wanted to be a virtuoso pianist. He wanted to sing well too. But when he was still quite young, he began to lose his hearing, which is usually bad news for pianists and singers. But by 1818, when he was 48, he was stone cold deaf, which makes it all the more amazing that he completed his great Ninth Symphony 5 years later. He never really heard it, he just got it. So I'll lie there with my earphones on, wondering if we could have ever felt a Beethoven the way it sounds in my head. The crescendo rises. My sternum starts to vibrate. And by the time the final countdown got me over to the chorus, I'm on my feet, singing along the different from the divided choir, jumping up and down during the final lost moments of the end of the world and the coming of God and all his angels. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Woo! Woo! Kaboom! Bang! Lord! Uplifted, exalted, excited, affirmed. Man alive. Out of all that sorrow and trouble, out of all that disappointment and frustration, out of all that deep and permanent silence, came that majesty and joy. He defied his fate with jubilation. And I can't just sit around in my winter ash heap, wringing my hands, feeling sorry for myself. In the face of that music, not only does it wipe out spiritual rot, it probably cures colds too. Someday, some incredible December night, when I'm very rich, I'm going to rent myself a grand hall, a great choir, a mighty symphony orchestra, stand on the podium and conduct the night. And I will personally play the final kettle drum part all the way through to the glorious end, while simultaneously singing along at the very top of my lungs. And in the awesome silence that follows, I will bless all the gods that be for Ludwig van Beethoven, for his night and his light. Man alive.
the door was sharp, urgent, insistent, a foreboding of crisis. Me rushing to the door, fumbling with the lock, my adrenaline pumping, preparing for emergency. Small boy, odd expression, hands me a scrawled note on much folded paper. My name is Donnie. I will rake your leaves, $1 a yard. I am deaf. You can write to me. I can read. I write good. Now behind our house is this row of tall, middle-aged, matronly maple trees, extravagantly decked out in a million-leaf sequins. And in season, the sequins detach and lie about the feet of these matrons like dressing gowns they just stepped out of in preparation for the bath of winter. I like the way it looks. I like the way it looks very much.
His wife does not. The gardening magazine does not like it either. Leaves should be raked. Leaves are not good for grass. Leaves are untidy. Leaves are moldy, slimy.
There is a reason for leaves. There is no reason for mowed grass. So say I.
His wife does not see it this way.
There is an unspoken accusation in the air of laziness.
We have been through this before.
But this year, a bargain has been struck in the name of the scientific method.
Half of the yard will be properly raked.
And the other half will be left in the care of nature. Come summer, we shall see.
And so my part is raked.
And mine is not.
We will see.
Yes, we will. In a way, the trees were there because of the leaves. Zillions of seeds have helicoptered out of the sky to the green earth. The leaves follow, protect, and nourish the next generation of trees. But stony ground, rot, bugs, bacteria, birds, and people all interfere. But somehow, some seeds make it. Some tenacious seeds hold on, and hold on for dear life. And survive and plant themselves, and become the next generation. This process has been going on for ages, and we mess with it at our own peril. Say I. This is important. My name is Donnie. I will rake your leaves, $1 a yard. I am deaf. You can write to me, I can read. I write good. He hands me the paper and pencil with patience and hope and goodwill. How can I explain to him the importance of the scientific experiment going on in my backyard? He turns to go, and quickly, I take the paper and pencil and write to him, yes, I would like you to rake my leaves. There's a grave nod from this attentive businessman child. Do you rake them when they are wet? Do you have your own rake? This is a big yard. I think I should give you $2. 3. We have a contract. The rake is procured, and Donnie the deaf leaf raker goes to work in the fast-falling November twilight. In silence he rakes. In silence I watch him through the window of the dark house. Are there any sounds at all in his mind? I wonder. He rakes the leaves into a large pile as instructed. Of course, I'll go back and spread them out over the yard again after he's gone. I'm stubborn about this. But I see him picking up missed leaves by hand and carrying them to the pile. He is stubborn about his values. Raking the leaves means all the leaves. He signs to me that it's getting dark and he must go home to eat. He leaves the work unfinished. Having paid him in advance, I wonder if he will return. My age, I'm getting cynical. But come morning, he's returned to his task, and after much meticulous work, the yard is leaf-free.